India registered not only the driest ever, but the warmest ever August this year. Since 1901, the year when India first began maintaining rainfall data. As per the IMD report, India recorded 162.7 mm of rainfall against the normal of 254.9 mm for the month of August this year, a 36% deficiency. You can see in this chart the daily variation of rainfall over the country against the normal ranges during August 2023. All India departure from normal rainfall for the month of August during 1901 to 2023 is shown here, and the deficit stands at 36% this year. If we compare the regions, the South Peninsula region saw the most shortfall with a 60% deficiency from long period average. Central India at 47%, Northwest at 37%. Only the East and Northeast regions saw normal rainfall levels at 2% surplus. Similarly, the average maximum, average minimum and mean temperature for the country as a whole during August 2023 were 32.19 degrees Celsius, 24.7 degrees Celsius and 28.45 degrees Celsius respectively, which were above normal by 1.1 degrees Celsius, 0.69 degrees Celsius and 0.9 degrees Celsius respectively for the country. The temperatures during August 2023 for all of India and homogeneous regions with its top ranks since 1901 are shown here in the IMD report. This rainfall deficit and rise in temperature is a clear indication of extreme weather conditions caused due to climate change. There are two climate patterns that are in play here. The first one is El Nino and the second one is Indian Ocean Dipole Index. The deficit rainfall in India this year can be attributed to the El Nino effect. El Nino is a climate pattern that describes the unusual warming of surface waters in the eastern equatorial Pacific Ocean. It affects monsoon patterns and causes reduced rainfall in South and Southeast Asia. El Nino also contributes to increased temperatures. But how does it work? The tropical Pacific receives more sunlight than other regions on Earth, and much of this energy is stored in the ocean as heat. In normal conditions, winds blow to the west across the tropical Pacific in this vast stretch of ocean, the region of the Pacific Ocean located between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn, from South America towards Asia. It's called the trade winds. These winds push the warm surface waters towards western Pacific, bordering Asia and Australia. As a result, sea surface temperature is about 8 degrees Celsius more off the coast of Asia near Indonesia than in the eastern Pacific near Ecuador. The warm waters near Asia causes formation of clouds and rainfall, whereas the East Pacific remains relatively dry. The westward movement of warmer waters causes cooler waters to rise up towards the surface on the coasts of Ecuador, Peru and Chile. This process is known as upwelling. Upwelling elevates cold, nutrient-rich water to the euphotic zone, the upper layer of the ocean. The cooler water due to upwelling provides food for diverse marine ecosystems and major fisheries. Fishing is one of the primary industries in Peru, Ecuador and Chile. Hence, upwelling is very important for their economies. Now, during an El Nino event, the westward blowing trade winds weaken along the equator. These changes in air pressure and wind speed cause warm surface water to move eastward along the equator, from the western Pacific to the coast of northern South America. The blue band here represents the thermocline, which is the transition layer between warmer mixed water at the ocean surface and cooler deep water below. During a normal year, it slopes up from Asia towards South America as the trade winds pile up warm water off the coast of Asia. The warm surface waters deepen the thermocline. During an El Nino event, the thermocline can dip as far as 500 feet. This thick layer of warmer water does not allow the normal upwelling to occur. Without an upwelling of nutrient-rich cold water, the coastal waters near Peru and Ecuador remains unusually warm, and this warmer water has a devastating effect on fishing crops. And as a result, fish crops either die or migrate. El Nino also causes drastic increase in rainfall in Ecuador and northern Peru. As El Nino brings rain to South America, it brings droughts to Indonesia and Australia. Strong El Nino events also contribute to weaker monsoons in India and Southeast Asia. The deficit rainfall in August will have an adverse effect on agriculture and may give rise to food inflation in future. But the good news is IMD predicts September rainfall to be above normal, which would somewhat compensate the deficit in August. We have understood the reason for the deficit. Now let's take a look at the reason for the surplus rains in September. This is caused by another climate pattern called the Indian Ocean Dipole Index. The Indian Ocean Dipole, like the El Nino, is a climate pattern due to the difference in sea surface temperatures between two areas or poles. Hence a dipole in opposite parts of the Indian Ocean. The western pole lies in the Arabian Sea or Western Indian Ocean and the eastern pole in the Eastern Indian Ocean south of Indonesia. The IOD affects the climate of countries that surround the Indian Ocean basin and is a major contributor to rainfall variability in this region. During a positive phase, warm waters are pushed to the western part of the Indian Ocean, while cold deep waters are brought up to the surface in the Eastern Indian Ocean. This pattern is reversed during the negative phase of the IOD. In the positive phase, it causes more than average rainfall in Eastern Africa and India and droughts in Southeast Asia and Australia. You can see here a strong positive dipole index was last formed in 2020, which caused severe floods in East Africa, and at the same time, thousands of kilometers away in Australia, a period of hot and dry weather led to catastrophic bushfires. Since the year 2020, the IOD has mostly remained negative, and that's changing now. It reached a positive threshold value at the end of August. This means more rainfall for India. The El Nino, La Niña, IOD are oceanic and atmospheric phenomena that affect the weather on a large scale. Their impact on our lives is more than what we perceive, and they are getting more and more extreme over the years, indicating the consequences of climate change. We need to act, and act fast. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please give us an upvote and share your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you.